Hi everyone, this is expanding single brackets 2, and we're going to do 4 examples. We're going to expand and simplify the expressions that we have. So you should be really happy to use the grid method to multiply out brackets by now, and we're going to use that again here. But you will notice that in the expressions we're going to do now, instead of having just a number, a positive or negative number outside of our single bracket that we're multiplying it by, we have letters this time. We have variables, so we need to make sure that when we multiply the variable by the other variables inside the brackets, that we're doing that correctly. So we're going to use the grid method again. So I'm going to draw out my grid. So I need to have a grid big enough for my 2 terms, 3c and plus 4. And I'm multiplying both of these by a. So when I multiply a by 3c, I'm going to get 3ac. And it is general convention that we put letters in alphabetical order. So rather than writing 3ca, which is technically correct, it's convention to put letters in alphabetical order. Then we need to do a multiplied by plus 4, which is plus 4a. And we're going to do exactly the same as before and add up whatever's inside the grid to get the answer 3ac plus 4a. So that is our answer for this question. Example 2, we have 3a multiplied by everything in this bracket, 3c plus 4. So I'm going to draw my grid. And I need to do 3c plus 4 multiplied by 3a. This is really similar to the previous example, isn't it? Except instead of multiplying the whole bracket by a, we're multiplying it by 3a. So when I do 3a multiplied by 3c, I'm going to get 9, because 3 times 3 is 9, and then I'm going to get ac. And when I do 3a multiplied by 4, positive 4, I'm going to get positive 12a. So the numbers you just multiply as normal. And then to get our answer, we'll add up whatever's in the grid. So 9ac plus 12a. Just a point, with these answers, you could write them the other way around. You could switch the terms around and have 4a plus 3ac. These answers are also acceptable. We could switch these terms around and have 12a multiplied by 9ac. And that's absolutely fine. Don't have to though. Example 3. We have a decimal in this example, so we just need to make sure we multiply that correctly. And we have 3a multiplied by everything in this bracket, a subtract 1.2. So I'm going to draw out my grid. And I've got a and negative 1.2 here, and I'm multiplying that by 3a. Now, in the previous 2 examples, we had 2 different letters being multiplied. So we just needed to make sure we put them in alphabetical order and they go right next to each other. Because in algebra, we know that there's hidden multiplication symbols in here. But when we have 3a multiplied by a, we are not. So I'm going to write down the incorrect thing to do. I need to get my Tipp-Ex so I can rub it out afterwards though. So it is not correct to write this 3aa like the previous 2. When we have a multiplied by a, or any number multiplied by itself, we can write that as that thing squared. So 3a multiplied by a is 3a squared. And then 3a multiplied by negative 1.2. So first of all, this is going to be negative because we've got a positive multiplied by negative. Second, 3 multiplied by 1.2, we need to make sure we do that correctly. The way I would do this is I would think to myself, well, 3 times 12 is 36, so 3 times 1.2 would be 3.6. And then I need to remember my a. And then these two terms are going to be added together to get my answer, so 3a squared subtract 3.6a. You cannot simply switch the order around like we did for the previous two and have 3.6a subtract 3a squared. What you would need to do is make sure that you switch the whole term, so negative 3.6a plus 3a squared. That's just another way of writing the answer. You do not have to do that, but if you're interested, that's what it would be. I was going to do 3a multiplied by all of this, 3a plus 5, but I'm going to change this slightly. I'm going to make it a teeny bit harder. I'm going to make this 3a multiplied by 3a squared plus 5. So I'm going to draw out my grid, and my grid only needs space for 2 terms. We did some examples with 3 terms in the previous lesson. And I have 3a squared here and plus 5 here. And over here I'm multiplying by 3a. So 3a multiplied by 3a squared. Firstly, 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. And then this is not going to be a squared a. A squared multiplied by a is a cubed, because we have 3 of the same thing multiplied together now, and that's the same as cubing it. And then 3a multiplied by positive 5 is going to be positive 15a. And then our final answer is going to be 9a cubed plus 15a. And you can write that the other way around, 15a plus 9a cubed, but I won't do that this time.